Wow, 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 this man killed the golden goose of Singapore.
The stronger income insurance is, the more competitive it can be, with the ability to offer better prices to consumers, said NTUC Enterprise NE Chairman Boon Heng. In an exclusive interview with the Straits Times on July 29th, he said that if the local insurer is weak, it will be less relevant to society.
In a rare public disagreement, Professor Tommy Koh has openly challenged the rationale provided by Mr. Boon Heng, chairman of NTUC Enterprise, for selling a majority stake in income insurance to the German insurer Allianz. Professor Koh's response, posted on his Facebook page on Wednesday, 31 July, raises critical questions about the decision's impact on income's mission and legacy. I am a friend and admirer of Boon Heng, the chairman of NTUC Enterprise. I hope he will not be offended if I say that I am not convinced by his press conference on the reasons why Enterprise is willing to sell a majority stake in income to a German insurance company, wrote Professor Koh, Singapore's ambassador at large at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and chairman of the Institute of Policy Studies. He emphasized Income's founding mission, stating, Income was established as a cooperative by none other than the legendary Dr. Goh Keng Swee. Its mission was to make insurance accessible and affordable to the ordinary people of Singapore. For the past 54 years, it has fulfilled its mission and looked after the insurance needs of 2 million customers. Professor Koh highlighted several key initiatives by Income, including the Family Micro-Insurance and Savings Scheme for low-income families and insurance coverage for children with autism. He questioned whether a foreign company would have launched such socially responsible products, expressing concern that these initiatives might not continue under Allianz's ownership. Addressing the financial health of Income, Professor Koh pointed out that it has always been profitable, posing the question, in view of this fact, why does NTUC Enterprise wish to sell Income? Is it because it will make a profit of $1 billion? He concluded with a reflection on changing values in Singapore, citing the warning by Singapore's first Foreign Minister, S. Rajaratnam, against becoming a nation of people who know the price of everything but the value of nothing. Professor Koh's comments were in response to Mr. Lim's statement during an exclusive interview with the Straits Times on 29 July. Mr. Lim, a former minister of the People's Action Party, argued that selling the stake would strengthen Income, making it more competitive and able to offer better prices to consumers. He noted that NTUC Enterprise would receive about $1 billion from the deal, which could be invested in ventures related to education and health services for the elderly. Mr. Lim acknowledged the emotional attachment many Singaporeans have to Income, formerly known as NTUC Income, as a cooperative before it was corporatized in 2022. He emphasized the need for the insurer to remain relevant and financially resilient. He cited Income's declining market share in Singapore's competitive insurance market and highlighted past challenges in raising capital as a cooperative. On 17 July 2024, Allianz proposed a 2.2 billion Singapore dollars cash deal to acquire a 51% stake in Income. The offer, priced at 40.58 Singapore dollars per share, represents a 37.3% premium over Income's net asset value per share as of 31 December 2023. NTUC Enterprise Cooperative, holding a 72.8% stake, has irrevocably committed to accepting the offer, ensuring NTUC Enterprise will maintain a substantial shareholding post-transaction, ranging from 21.8% to 49%. Mr. Lim addressed several concerns during the interview, acknowledging that some Singaporeans might feel emotionally attached to the cooperative model of Income. However, he stressed the importance of ensuring Income's long-term sustainability and ability to fulfill its obligations to policyholders. He pointed out that customers buy insurance when they are young and expect payouts when they are old, which requires insurers to have a very long tail responsibility.
My fellow Singaporeans, very good morning to all of you. You know, over the last few days, a huge uproar has erupted over the proposed sale of NTUC Income to the big German insurance company Allianz. Now, many of you are very unhappy, and I can understand why. Many Singaporeans have grown up with NTUC Income. They have been able to buy very affordable insurance policies, which don't cost very much. And NTUC Income has been a very reliable insurance organization. There is no certainty that once NTUC Income is taken over by Allianz, that the policyholders will continue to enjoy the very affordable insurance premiums. Now, I am sad. I am sad that over the years, our country, the PAP government, has seen it fit to allow the sale of national entities. Entities such as NOL, now NTUC Income, and there have been others in between. I was very upset when NOL was sold in 2015 to the French National Shipping Line CMA CGM. I was a shipping lawyer for many, many years. All right. And I used to follow all the developments in shipping very closely, reading Lloyd's List and all the other journals. And you know something? NOL was sold for $3.4 billion. All right. Not a lot of money. Yeah. CMA CGM was a struggling French entity that was almost bankrupted in the 2000s. It had to be rescued by the French state. And yet in 2015, it managed to buy NOL. My friends, Singapore is perhaps the greatest port city in the world. God gave us the one asset we have, a fantastic location that no other country in the world can match. We can boast of connections to 600 other ports in the world, and yet we don't have our own national shipping line. We don't have it because of incompetence. The wrong people were put in the organization to run it. As a result, it suffered massive losses. And it is not because Singapore has a dearth of shipping talent. No, there are many good, outstanding Singapore shipping companies. So the talent is there. But for some reason, this government insists on putting the wrong people to do the job. All right? All this selling of national entities, of state assets, just reminds me of one evening in November 2015, in 1985, when I was a first-year student in England. And I was watching the BBC News that night in the University Junior Common Room. And they showed a speech by a very eminent British politician. His name was Lord Stockton. He was better known as Harold Macmillan, the former Conservative Prime Minister of England, of Britain, between 1957 to 1963. And he was a fierce critic of Margaret Thatcher's privatization policies. Thatcher was the Prime Minister in those days, and her signature policies were policies to privatize state assets. She believed that it made them more efficient. All right? And, a lot of the public disagreed with her. Macmillan was 91 when he made that speech to the Tory Reform Club. A frail-looking old man who summoned up enough strength to oppose the Thatcherite policy. And he spoke of it in disdainful terms. All right? And it was amazing because she was a fellow Conservative Prime Minister. But this is what he had to say. And I want to read out to you his words, which were etched in my memory and still remain fresh till today. This is what he said. The sale of assets is common with individuals and states when they run into financial difficulties. First, the Georgian silver goes, and then all the nice furniture that used to be in the saloon. Then the Canalettos go. Canaletto was a very famous Italian painter of the 17th century, whose art was prized by the aristocrats and collectors. Now, doesn't that wonderful metaphor aptly describe what has been happening in Singapore over the last 2 decades? The selling of state assets. It is tantamount to selling off the family silver, my friends. You know, the government, the sovereign wealth funds may say, well, this is great income for us. But, you know, there's a huge difference between income and capital. And capital, like NTUC, income, NOL, once sold, can never be recovered. And ask yourselves, have all this privatization really benefited Singaporeans? Have your transportation costs gone down? Have your utilities gone down? No, they have not. They have become more expensive over the years. So my friends, I hope you will join me and many others to oppose this move, to sell off our state assets, to sell off the family silver. Thank you very much.
Hey, hello friends, we come to the end already. Have you subscribed yet? Press the subscribe button and like button and share button. Thank you and have a nice day.